Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's new episode of X Vlog Live. I am your host, Mr. BoomStick XL. And of course, well, today we have a lot to get into. Now, as you can see, I am solo for now. C-Money should be here momentarily. And when he gets in, folks, this is going to show the show is going to run about maybe 65, 70 minutes at best because he's got to get out of here before 2:15. And we had to start an hour later because Mrs. Boom had a doctor's appointment. But I mean, wow, what a day to be an Xbox gamer. There's a lot of really big news. Helldivers is doing gangbuster numbers, and it's actually outdoing Sony's own console and its players. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into that. That is some news that comes the way of a Game Rant article that popped up last night that blew up the internet. And of course, we got some backup numbers from Dirt Griggity, who not only did a video, but he also posted and asked Grok what those exact numbers were. And we have those numbers here, folks. We're going to get into that. Team Cherry released a game today that I think many people have been waiting for. Of course, that is Hollow Knight Silksong. And it did so well that it literally broke the internet, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I'm not being facetious in any way. It literally brought down everyone's store. And that's right. If you did not know, folks, it brought down Steam. It brought down Xbox's store, PlayStation store, and Nintendo's eShop. Everything came to a screeching halt because of this game. I bought it like I told you I was going to buy it. It's the best $20 you can spend, especially if you want to quote unquote support the dev. Now, granted, if you don't have the $20 and you are already a subscriber to Game Pass, well, you can get there. And well, speaking of co-hosts with the co-most, there he is, my brother C-Money, or should I say I love mustard. How you doing, brother?
See, I hate mustard. That's the only way that it makes sense.
How are you feeling, bro? I mean, we got some. Again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on intros because we do have a place to be. Obviously, we're doing the show a little bit later, like I mentioned. C's got to get out of here by at least 2:05-ish, so we want to get him out on time. But C-Money, how you feeling, brother? Welcome back.
Good, man. Glad to be here. Excited about the fun news we got.
We got some news.
Very, very fun news for sure. Absolutely. So
let's get rocking, you know what? Man. Let's rip this band-aid right off, ladies and gentlemen, and get right into the nitty-gritty. Look, Helldivers is an amazing game. Arrowhead Studios crafted something very special, and we all knew, C-Money, that it was special because of the gangbuster numbers that happened last year when it released. Now, again, we know that it currently has sold over 18 million copies since launching on Xbox. We know that the number on Steam has grossed well past 15 million copies. And one interesting piece of information that comes the way of, again, Dirt Griggity, good friend of the show, great friend of the community. He actually put out a tweet that sent a lot of people running for cover. And I'm talking about, you know who, the vocal majority, or should I say minority, of the PlayStation Nation. You know, the trolls, the ones that continue to tell you that Xbox Game Pass is bad for the industry, that tell you Xbox is dying, to tell you that Xbox consoles don't sell, to tell you that Xbox don't buy games. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to read Dirt Griggity's tweet, and of course, the information that comes the way of the AI-powered Grok on Twitter. Now, Dirt goes out to say, C-Money, no way. The third placed, dying, only 30 million sold Xbox don't buy games platform sold more copies of Helldivers 2 than PlayStation 5 in its first week. If this is true, sensitive PlayStation fanboys might need to stay off of Twitter for at least a week. Now, what is he referring to? Well, Grok did an analysis, and Grok obviously is AI, and they are working with the information that they are provided. Now, folks, this is where it gets very interesting. Right before this tweet, the other day, Dirk Griggity did a video, as he does pretty much every other day, talking about MBG. Now, I don't know MBG personally. He is a PlayStation guy. He was an Xbox guy a long time ago, and that's fine. You enjoy what you enjoy. And in that video, Dirk Griggity pointed out how he was bringing up the sales figures for Final Fantasy 16, which sold 3.5 million copies in its debut, versus Helldivers 2 at the time selling 660,000 copies in 2 days. Now, why that is important is because, as Dirt pointed out in his video, you're talking about a 25-year plus IP that has a legacy that spans at least 4 generations, right, of consoles, and it's probably more than that. It's probably 8 generations of consoles, going all the way back to the NES, versus an IP that originally was a top-down isometric shooter and now was made into a third-person, shooter. I mean, it's like comparing a bunch of apples, a basket of apples, to an orange. It doesn't really equate, but Dirt pointed that out. Well, now Dirt, I would imagine, is going to do another video, actually following up that original video, and as he should. And what's interesting, C-Money, is PlayStation owns the IP for, of course, Helldivers. They don't own the studio, right? They don't own Arrowhead, at least not yet, but they do own the IP. And we do know that this was for about over a year, an exclusive for PlayStation consoles. And of course, it did release on PC, where it did gangbuster numbers. Well, according to Grok, and this is where we get into the actual numbers of things, it was asked, someone asked after Dirk Griggity's posting, is this true, Grok? Grok answers, yes. Based on analysis data from Alina Analytics, Helldivers 2 has currently sold 926,000 copies on Xbox in its first 6 days after its release on August 26, 2025. This has exceeded the 633,000 sold on PlayStation in the 6 days after its 2024 debut. Wow, that's pretty interesting, because we were told, we were told in many forums and factors, C-Money, and Dirt pointed it out in his video, that we don't buy games. Well, folks, I don't know about you. I just bought 4 games before the show started, which is why I was a minute late. I spent over $200 on games like Chronos and Hell Is Us, and another 2 rogues that look incredible. So yeah, we buy games, ladies and gentlemen, and I just bought Team Cherry's game known as Silksong because I want to support the dev. I also bought Helldivers 2 for the second time because I bought it when it released on PlayStation 5. And then again, a couple of days ago, and it's one of my favorite games of the year. C-Money, not only do these numbers just destroy the complete narratives of a lot of the real pony community. And I don't like using that term, folks. You know how I feel about that. But there's a difference between a PlayStation player and a toxic fanboy who is also known, AKA, as the ponies. And unfortunately, the poor gamers on PlayStation get swept into that. And I don't think you guys and gals should do that. There are a lot of people in this chat right now who are PlayStation players, and you know something? I've said it before, and I'm going to die on this. I'm going to die on this stand. It's okay to be a PlayStation-only gamer. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the controller, the atmosphere, the storefront, everything about your PlayStation. If you enjoyed and you were a PlayStation gamer, folks, you are welcome here. The problem is that, unfortunately, a lot of these PlayStation players who do show up to the chats and are PlayStation centric get roped into the toxic MFs of the community. And we shouldn't do that. We should welcome them with open arms because they're just gamers. And these are the same gamers that are supporting Xbox games because, like I said before, these PlayStation players probably at one point were Xbox players, but moved on for one reason or another. And that is okay. But I want to bring it right back to the numbers. The numbers are telling. It's a 300,000 number that's a swing from the first 6 days on Xbox versus the first 6 days on PlayStation. This is a narrative destroyer, right? And I want to see what the PlayStation toxic MFs have to say about this. Because, like I said, we know that it sold over 2 million on PlayStation at some point. I've said this before, it is going to be a day when it passes in total how many sales on Xbox versus PlayStation. Let's get your thoughts on this, man.
Well, first of all, shout out to Helldivers for coming out here and releasing with such a big splash. And shout out to Xbox doing the right thing and knowing that if you really want to make this thing blow up, put Halo in it, right?
Yep.
Put a little Halo in Helldivers, and all of a sudden the world's going crazy for it again. And as you know, I have PlayStation, I have PC. I did not buy Helldivers the first time around because it just didn't seem that interesting to me. But after the game released and now that it was going to be announced here, I saw the reaction to it, like in the comments, right? Like that was my big deal, right? I went over there. I didn't really have any interest in buying the game. But when I saw the reaction, I was expecting like all the normal ponies in there talking crap, but I saw tons of like Helldiver players, Helldiver fans celebrating the release, welcoming Xbox players to the fold, doing little gifs of like Master Chief dropping or ODST in there. And then, so like just that alone, when I saw how, accepting people were and how inviting they were and how excited they were that Xbox players were joining, I said, you know what, that actually feels pretty dope. That sounds pretty dope. I want to check it out. I want to support that. So I bought it. And then we found out that Halo was coming. It was like match made in heaven. And yeah, I dropped in, and for me, it was like a slower burn, like when I first played it, it was like, okay, this is fine. And it's like, okay. And,
Yeah.
But as I just kind of played it more, because sneaky, I bought my Halo, warband, but I didn't know that you had to like play a massive amount of the game to start unlocking the stuff that you bet. Basically, it was a battle pass, which I didn't quite understand. But it is what it is. It forced me to play and play it. And as I played it more and I always do solo drops pretty much, and then throw a SOS.
Yeah, me too. I do a lot of
like,
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then have people join the game, and and seeing my experience where I had a lot of PC players who were high level players come in and kind of Sherpa the group, just kind of help out and lead, and like they could tell I didn't know what the hell I was doing in the beginning, so literally like guiding me, like, come over here, go look at this, go do this, like it was just so cool to see it. And it turned me a little bit for sure. I do like the game quite a bit. I do enjoy playing it. It's crazy, it's hectic, it's a fun time. So shout out to Helldivers for coming to Xbox, doing the right thing, being a good game. And then again, Xbox got that Halo in there, and Xbox players showed up, man. They showed up, and they showed up in such a way that now has officially embarrassed the hell out of PlayStation players who sat there, pretending like they had some factual information that showed that Xbox players don't buy games. And then a PlayStation game gets dropped on Xbox, and more Xbox people bought the game then PlayStation people bought the game in the same time. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy work. And shame on them for letting their game come over here and embarrass them this way. For they talk so much crap about Xbox players not buying, and they didn't even support it more than Xbox players have been supporting it in the same time. That's crazy work. They sold in 6 days what Xbox sold in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real wild. That's real wild. So look, at the end of the day, this is an awesome thing, right? This is if you don't agree, I understand, but this was PlayStation's just for games moment, where this was them putting a game over here. How do you think Hiroki and the gang are going to look at this and say, hold on, more Xbox people bought our game, more than our PlayStation people? Imagine if it was at launch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the other part that you got to keep in mind, right? Like, it's cool that this game is coming out, but there's still a subset of people who are not going to buy this game just because it's an older game. And even though it's new to Xbox, they're moved on to other stuff. If they wanted to buy it, they would have tried it out on PC or done it on PlayStation. So they sold so much with the kind of holdback from people who are not going to buy it because it is an older game, or it is a game that released on PlayStation first or whatever. Like, there's a lot of variables there that can impact the sales, and even with all of that, they still crushed it, right? They still did a great job. So look, all this is it's another nail in the coffin for any of these narratives that try to exist where Xbox players don't buy game, Xbox players don't play games, Xbox players are part of a dying console. Like, there's so many narratives that literally have been shattered, and this is just the latest one. Like, I promise you, if you're a PlayStation fanboy and you go on Twitter and you ever mention the words that Xbox players don't buy games, I think you're done. You know what I'm saying? I think you're done. I think you're gonna get cooked every time with just that one screenshot that everybody has where it's like Xbox players bought more than PlayStation players for their game. We're not talking about this is not a third-party competition, right? We're not saying, more people bought Monster Hunter on Xbox than on PlayStation. No. We're talking about PlayStation first-party game. PlayStation paid for this game. Isn't this, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know it 100%, so maybe and maybe somebody in chat knows, but this happened with MLB The Show too, right?
Yes, it did.
It did, right?
More people on Xbox bought the game, even though it was on Game Pass. That's facts. Yep. That is not made up. I have people fighting with me all the time, folks. I'm not going to do the hand holding. You want to go ask Grok if you don't want to do the research. But that is exactly what happened, C-Money.
Yeah. So, but that one gets the pass because that's not
MLB made them do it.
Yeah, MLB made them do it. So, okay, fine, cool. But PlayStation dropped this bar, right? PlayStation was the one that said, Arrowhead, I need you to go ahead and reach out over there because we're going to get this done. All right, we're bringing the game over there. And whoever brought that up, whether it was Hiroki himself or was it somebody below him who was like, yo, Hiroki, we got to do this. Whatever the case is, that dude is getting high five. That they're like, yo, what's next? What are we bringing next, fam? You tell me. What do you think? You have the golden touch, right? They're hyping this dude up, right? He's getting a new name on his plaque, right? He's getting upgraded.
Going from bronze to gold, brother.
Bronze to gold, baby. He done did it. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, man, this was a fantastic choice that they made. And in all honesty, aside from the fun of it, if we take it slightly, a little more serious, you know, what a great thing for PlayStation to be able to make some more money on this game, to let this game actually build a community. Because I mean, look, we already kind of seen what's happening, right? They're doing it up close, right in our faces. There's no hiding it. No one's confused. You got PlayStation rocking the Gears of War banner. You got Xbox rocking the Helldivers banner. Like they're making it as transparent as they can. They don't care about your war, right? They don't care about any of that. This is all about the dollars. This is all about making it make sense. And we know that obviously Xbox was already on this journey. They saw where the road was heading, right? They're the giant, right? So they see further down the road. So they knew that this was the right way to go, right? Sony, they're down below. They're like hidden behind rocks. They got to climb a mountain to see the road, right? So they, instead of doing that and wasting their energy, they just followed Microsoft as they've done. And, it was a great call. It was a great call, obviously, because this is what's needed. When you look at what PlayStation has done, again, they don't have a Game Pass to be like, oh, well, Game Pass, eats into our sales. So that makes sense why the sales are low, right? Because Game Pass is going to eat into that. They don't have that, right? And all of their games, unfortunately, that are not like a Spider-Man or whatever, have not done great, right? It just is what it is, right? And then even the ones that quote unquote did good still did worse than their PlayStation 4 counterparts, right? So like that is something that for them, this is important, right? It's important that they're able to reach more people in the game industry right now. These games, there's so many games that go out there just to die, right? And that's just the reality of what it is. There's always new games coming out and your attention is always being diverted somewhere else. I mean, now this game has a lot more relevancy. And if they keep it going, if they keep adding new stuff, and they keep just pushing forward, this game can stay relevant for a while because it has Halo in it. Okay. So no matter what, I could go and play as my ODST, drop in, get my, oh man, I even forgot the name, but the little silencer gun that they have, that little silence machine gun. Yes. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. I love the original, the original gun that they put in Helldivers, but it's like the original Halo gun, but it's like, I feel like the clip is too short. Like it goes through real fast.
It's only 20 rounds. It's
because
not,
because you have to manually reload, it's a kind of a pain in the ass. So I did like switching over to the silence one, but man, like it's just so good. I do enjoy it. So I think this is good for the industry that this is taking place now. And yes, they're going to bring more. And it's not because anybody's begging for it, but because at the end of the day is what makes business sense. And they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep going. And this is just the way forward. And honestly, like I said, I had PlayStation. I didn't buy the game there. I have PC. I didn't buy the game there. It wasn't until it came to Xbox I said, F it, let's see what it's about. And now I like it, right? I spent some money in it. I bought the Halo.
I've dropped $50 already so far, not counting what I bought the game.
Yeah, so, I mean, I bought the digital whatever deluxe.
Yeah, me too. Edition, but I mean, $50 after that.
Yeah, I think I just spent 20.
Listen, folks, if I like a game, I'm going to spend it. But you know what? Before we move on to the second topic, there is another narrative, right? Now, this is actual conversations, and we won't say who's saying this. But the pushback I keep getting for this, and the excuse, C-Money, is, well, what do you expect, Boom? They put Halo into it, so of course it's going to sell. But that really contradicts some of the conversation before that, because we were told by PlayStation ponies that Halo is dead. So I'm not sure, folks. Could you help me out here? Which is it? Is Halo dead? Or is it because Halo is in the Helldivers 2 that it's selling, and it's only selling because it's a part of Helldivers. I mean, could you help me out with that, C Money? Because it really is a flip of the coin.
I can. So again, another narrative destroyed because Halo 100% is not dead. Halo is amazing. You know what is dead though? Killzone, because they put Killzone in Helldivers 2, and I don't even think anybody knew it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that is a very different scenario. Whereas Halo, you know, look, Xbox players showed up, man. And that's a huge thing. And then, you know, over time, you never know what else is gonna be put into this game. But Halo, you know, being in here is a huge thing. And yeah, a lot of Xbox players jumped in because they're gonna be able to experience some Halo. That's just the name of the game. I mean, it's definitely pushing me. Let me tell you this much. Based off how this game started for me, okay, I can tell you that I would have stopped playing before I started to enjoy it.
Okay.
The only reason I played more than when I first started, because when I first started, it wasn't hitting for me, was because I bought the Halo pack and I needed to play to unlock the Halo.
I unlocked the first 2 tiers. I'm halfway through the 3rd tier right now.
Oh, nice. I'm still in the 2nd tier. I'm in the 2nd tier. But like, that is the thing that kept me playing. And then because I kept playing, I ultimately now am enjoying it, right? But if Halo wasn't a part of it, I don't think I would have played much. I think I would have played a little bit. I'm like, all right, I get it. And I would have kept it moving. So, you know, Halo's doing a lot of heavy lifting here, to give this game the chance for people to kind of be excited for it. And you know, but you're absolutely right. Again, another narrative that's gone. And at a certain point, how does a pony even exist? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no way to be a pony anymore, right? Like, what is there to talk about? You can't talk about the games because you guys are loving them when they come to PlayStation, right? You can't talk about Xbox games no more, right? You can't talk about.
Well, I mean, there's console sales. You know, there's always
games.
Console sales. You know, for the conversation.
But even then, that's just made up in their mind because PlayStation already told them that we don't give a shit about that anymore because the sales are not equaling anything. Is the MAUs, is the monthly active users, how many people are out there actually buying games, engaging in our product, right? So Sony's told them stop, right? Same way they told them to stop gassing up the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? They came out and they said, like, yo, just stop. Plotflation, man. This is all made up. It's just a PlayStation 5 with a little bumper, right? That's it. Leave us alone, right? So yeah, it's wild, but I mean, look, there are no narratives left. Xbox is doing everything right. Xbox is moving everything in the right direction. And as much as people want to cry, obviously, you know, I'm sure you covered it, but we heard the idea that Perfect Dark was almost saved because
that was a weird one, man. That was a weird one.
But it's like, but why would you expect? And clearly they were open to it. So let's just, before I even say this, let's be clear, because clearly they were open with the idea, but why would you expect Xbox to just give away their IP, right? Like, if they're going to get the IP, you know, they're going to get a lot of money from it. It's their IP,
of course,
right?
Yeah.
And then the other question, which was a great point brought up in our show, was like, and it was from our boy Farrell, is like, the other thing you got to keep in mind is if Xbox is out here doing this and then 2K starts saying, hey, the only way we're going to do this is if we own it. Well, then you start having to think about the value of that IP and why does 2K want to own it, right? If 2K wants to own that IP, then that means there must be something more there, right? So why would Xbox want to get rid of that? I think that it doesn't make any sense to say like, oh, that game should have been saved. First of all, if it was another developer making it, the game that you saw that you thought you liked was more than likely not going to be the game that it ultimately became, right? It would have been a completely different take with a different team. And it could have been a crap take. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been a bad take, especially once you leave the nest and the safety of Xbox, who is sitting there making sure that these games come out at a certain level of quality, and you just revert down to a 2K, who, I mean, for damn sure is not going to be Rockstar, who's working on Perfect Dark, right? So outside of Rockstar, everything else they have, I mean, look at Mafia of the Old Country, right? It had a lot of hype coming in, and then there was downgrades that we saw, and then, you know, it kind of came out and did not much of shit, like much of anything, right? Like, I don't think anybody's out here saying, "Oh my god, yo, you got to go experience Mafia." I think the people who bought it were happy with it.
I'm
But
enjoying it. Like I'm probably around maybe 7 or 8 hours in. But
okay,
I'm
and that
taking
game
my
came
time.
out like mad long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's obviously not calling you like, boom, you must keep playing me. No, you're kind of playing it as you go along, because it's not calling you to drop everything to go play this amazing experience, right?
No, that's
So
Helldiver, sir. That's
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 Helldivers
my
for you
time.
now, right? That's Helldivers for you. So I mean, look, that's just kind of the situation, right? That's just, you know, understanding that you can't sit here and try to create narratives because you ran out of narratives. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make new narratives out of nowhere. And it's just like, come on, man. Like it's not gonna matter to anybody. The world is leaving you behind. Okay. If you feel like you're gonna go and talk crap for the sake of talking crap, well, there's no basis for it anymore. Like
Yeah, I agree.
everything's been handled. Anything that you could have thought about before, we had no games. Now we have all the games, right? Like there's just everything has been fixed. I feel like almost Phil went through the list. He was like, all right, what are all the top things that ponies are saying? All right, cool. Let's just scratch those out real quick. And then that's it. There's nothing left, right? So look, at the end of the day, you know, both these consoles are going to keep doing their thing, because for both these consoles, casuals are the things that make up the vast majority of them, right? That's just what it is. So we're just going to keep rocking. But, you know, I got to say, man, I love the fact that the narratives are dead, that there's nothing that they could say. And look, we still have a lot of narratives over here against PlayStation, and I wish those narratives would go away. I wish PlayStation will find a way to make a crap ton of games and supply the fan base with games, and make high quality games again, instead of just reverting back to like this PlayStation 4 level and then adding flair to it to say, oh no, it's next gen. Look, I added. No. You made a PlayStation 4 game and you put a little spit shine on it. That's not going to cut it, man. Like, that's not exciting for me. So yes, you know, I wish that they had their moment where PlayStation would just get out of this crap, and then it would all just be about the games. But, you know, until then, and until the ponies stop, you know, we'll still have fun. Make it fun. You know what I'm saying?
It's odd to me that the same old people and the same old narratives continue to just get destroyed left, right, and center. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Facts.
You know, again, I will say this. I have played Helldivers. I just got the achievement for 50 plus drops and completed missions. So I'm probably
Nice.
somewhere around 75. So I know there's one for 100. I think there's one for 200. So I'll get there by definitely by the weekend, because I probably play 2-3 hours a day. It's what I'm playing. I'm just loving it. But I've played
Nice.
with PlayStation players. I've played with PC players, and like in this footage, I'm level 4. So there's a lot of stuff that I have no idea. Like, I'm running around like the guy got blown up. I didn't know you can call in reinforcements and have him drop. Like I was like a noob. Now I'm a pinch away from level 13, and I'm
Nice.
still playing on medium. Like I told you guys and gals, I tried to solo a level above it. I got wrecked. I'm like, yeah, I'm not good enough for medium. But I've been rolling with all platforms, PlayStation dudes, PC guys and gals, and we've just been having a blast. I've had no toxicity. I've had no team killing on purpose.
Unless you play with Broke Boy. Broke Boy
Well, you know what?
Lewis.
He actually
I died so many times playing with that guy. Like, the hell,
he was actually supposed to join us today, but he got stuck at work, so he's going to probably join us next week at some point.
Oh, nice.
There's a clip that I'm going to send you of me, Will, I think it was Nico Muller, and a guy named A-Bomb 14. and my watchdog clips his legs, and you hear him yell out, "My legs! For the love of liberty, my legs!" It is freaking hilarious. So he calls it now the bulldog because it bites you in the ass.
Nice.
But I've been blown up by my own stuff. I've had my own bulldog get me. I've had the turret tear me in half.
The Tesla. That Tesla shit.
Dude, Tesla towers are the devil.
The worst.
Don't
you can't drop those.
You got to throw those things
far away.
Far
away.
Because I actually had a Tesla tower wipe out the entire team in one freaking swoop. Yeah, the Tesla towers are the devil. Let me just say that, folks. But listen, we're going to get into the second half of the show because I want to get C-Money out of here on time, but I do want to catch up on Super Chats. And our first channel member chat comes the way of a generous friend of the program, Iman Burns, in the chat. Iman, great to see you here, brother. He says, "Hey, boys, 300,000 more copies on Xbox on the console where gamers don't buy games. Bought in the same amount of time as the PS5, full slate time." Yeah, I think you're onto something. This success for PlayStation Studios and it is going to levy more games. The most obvious choice is Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales. If they're not already working on them, I won't be surprised. But folks, get ready for this. There is now, again, we talked about it last night briefly, and it's very exciting news for stans of Marvel like myself. C-Money may or may not agree, but Wolverine is expected to show up at the next State of Play. That comes the way of Insider Gaming. We talked about it last night. I linked the article in the show notes, so if you missed it, go check it out. Wolverine is ready to be shown according to insiders within PlayStation. So Insider Game reported it. I don't think that's the only announcement that's happening. If this is true, and there is a State of Play happening on the back end of September, I actually expect that to be a dual announcement. You're gonna get Wolverine. I don't know if they're gonna give you a release year. It's rumored to be 27. We'll see. Maybe it's sooner, but 27 is what the rumor is, because Venom, the Lethal Protector, is next year. Which I'm super stoked for because I love that story is freaking amazing if you are a fan of Venom, and I am. But I think Spider-Man is going to get announced for Xbox at this State of Play.
You think they'll do it at the State of Play?
I think they would. I absolutely do, because I think that they are in a position where they understand that they want to make money. It's a corporation. It's a publicly traded corporation, and gamers watch the State of Play. Not just PlayStation gamers. Gamers across all platforms watch that show. It is, I mean, have they been great? No. But this is one. Like, for instance, they talked about James Bond. Just because it was on State of Play, does that mean that I didn't watch it because I'm an Xbox? No, I watched it twice. That game looks freaking dope. I've already pre-ordered it. Like, the minute, listen, folks, I love games. I think gamers love games. And it's safe to assume that just because it's a State of Play, that you don't have to be a PlayStation gamer to watch. And I think a lot of Xbox gamers, now some watch for, the console war aspect of it, and that's fine if you do, but I watch it because I like games. And I think that it would be a dagger in the heart of the trolls of the PlayStation community if that Spider-Man announcement for Xbox happened at the State of Play. But I think it's smart, because what that would ultimately do is potentially get Xbox players, not console warriors, to tune in to a State of Play, because they might get a God of War announcement there, right? It doesn't, again, is it, am I grasping at straws? You may say so. But stranger things have happened, ladies and gentlemen. Again, cats living with dogs, Xbox games on PlayStation, PlayStation games on Xbox. The world is changing, and so could these shows as well. So, Iman, thanks so much for the generosity, brother. Son of Vision 2 drops a very generous $5 super chat. He says, if Helldivers 2 cracks 3 million on Xbox first, before PlayStation. Say hello to Spider-Man. Love the show. Keep on trucking, brother. That's very kind of you. I'm glad you're listening while you're working. And I think Spider-Man is a foregone conclusion for a couple of reasons. Marvel is having a bit of a tough time with their films. Fantastic Four, crossed 500 million. Not what they were expecting. Thunderbolts, even less. Captain America, Brave New World, which I loved, not so great. So they're going to look to make money anywhere. And right now, Spider-Man 2018 is sitting on a server. The game turns 7 years old on Sunday, which is September 7th. And I'm telling you right now, not only would it chart on Xbox, the same way Helldivers is currently number one, Spider-Man would be number one on the Xbox store. And if there's multiple versions, you can expect multiple versions to be on number one or number three, just like Helldivers is right now. I've said this before, and I will continue to beat this drum. The same success Xbox is having on PlayStation, PlayStation can have that same success on Xbox, and Helldivers 2 is a perfect example of that. And the money and the people that count the beans at Sony are seeing this. The Hiroki Totokis of the world that run the business aspect of Sony, not the console war aspect, are looking at this from the dollars and cents. And it makes sense, but we'll see. A generous friend of the program, Eris_EMS. Eris, salute to you, brother. Thank you so much for being a channel member, folks. He has been a channel member for a whopping 18 months. He says Helldivers is printing money for Sony. All of those receipts that Xbox fans have now, they got zero reasons for Sony to keep their exclusives in-house, especially if they're old. And that's the thing. They have a lot of old IP that they could bring. God of War, The Last of Us 2, the Uncharted collection, Ratchet and Clank, Wipeout if they wanted to go in and dig into the box a little bit. Obviously, Spider-Man 2018, Spider-Man 2. They could make a boatload of money. And you know something? Every game that they would release, even though I've beaten them and platinumed most of them, I'd buy them again. You know why? Because I'm a gamer, ladies and gentlemen. I would gladly play through Spider-Man 2018 again. J-Mac in the chat. J-Mac, salute to you, kind sir, fellow #gray beard. He drops, ladies and gentlemen, a very generous $10 super chat and says, this one has to sting. Not only did it kill a BS narrative about Xbox players not buying games, it also crushed the pony sales numbers to boot. Ponies are down. At #STFU, Xbox World Order, Xbox Grainbeards. We also have here, wow, he's done it again, folks. Eris_EMS has gifted 5 double barrel gaming memberships. Dude, That is crazy generous of you. He just did it the other day with 10. Man, that's a lot of money, brother. That's very kind of you. We do definitely appreciate it here. Mac22 in the chat drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, boom, I've said this on C's show, I've said on Web Dave's show, and now yours. If you don't follow third place, you don't follow the leader. #OldSlate, #PlayStation likes money. I love it. I love it. That's good stuff.
Third place. You don't follow.
And of course, our very good friend, Do UK Now, the Broke Boy Insider, also known as Will. Will, it's great to see you here, brother. He drops not one but two super chats. The first one of $5. He says, honestly, if you're playing Helldivers 2 solo, it gets kind of boring to me. It's when you play with others and the fun you have with them that makes it better. I absolutely agree. I don't mind grinding, and doing runs on my own, but I definitely prefer playing with the community, which is why it's open. Everyone just jumps in and goes, and again, I've played with everybody, PlayStation players, PC guys, and some of the really high level PlayStation guys and PC guys, they're not a-holes. Like, they literally, like, hey, they go on the map, they look on the wrist, follow, and you follow them, and they teach you the game. Sometimes they drop some of their equipment so you could use it. I've had a freaking blast playing with the community. But thank you for that. And Will drops an additional.
I still haven't played with any
PlayStation guys. PlayStation, really? And I've had played with quite a few, actually.
Yeah,
I love it.
no,
I
I
have
just get
not had
Xbox guys
any.
and PC guys.
I
I
haven't had
never.
any a-holes, man. It's great. I've played with a couple of PlayStation guys, and it's been fun. It really has, especially some high-level ones. It's been a blast. Oh, and by the way, Will, the broke boy insider, drops an additional $2 super chat C money and says, "Keep your damn sentry guns away from me, C money."
Listen, the sentry guns are the least of your worries. You out here just murdering people. I just got blown up, just getting shot. I'm out here killing bugs, trying to save
You have
you, and
to
then you shoot me.
strategically drop these things so then, like, if you saw, I dropped the mines. I stopped using the mines because the mines are deadly. Everyone thinks it's just lights, and they're stepping on them and they're blowing themselves to pieces. I'm like, you know what? No more mine
Yep.
sentries. That's it. I can't stop. I got to stop killing my team members.
That's
We
wild.
have here Joe Dunmore. Salute to you, Joe. Thank you so much for being here. He's been a channel member, ladies and gentlemen, for 34 months. Holy matrimony. That's crazy. He says this: still getting my feet wet playing solo in Helldivers. Greenland has a hold on me. Thanks, Boom. Bro, go to the store right now. There's a new roguelite that is like Greenland, except it's with Vikings. Holy shit. The minute I saw it as a deluxe edition, it's $20 for the
What the
regular
hell is?
edition.
What are you talking about? What game is
Okay.
it? A game?
It's a game. It's a game like Vampire Survivors, except it's with Vikings. It just released. It says there's two versions. There's the $20 version. I don't remember the name because I literally ran off of the TV to come here so I wouldn't be late. And I was late anyway. And there's a deluxe edition that's $25. I bought the deluxe edition, of course, because it has a bunch of skins and things. It's just like Greenland. It's just like what was the one I was just playing? Achilles is another one. If you didn't check out, go check out Achilles. Achilles Rising, I think it's called. Oh my god, it's so good. It's a roguelite. Those are my life. Because you could jump in for 20 minutes and jump out and you feel like you did something. Shout out to Ginger Prime in the chat. Salute to you, kind sir. Thank you for being here. I got to get back on your show at some point so we can hang out. He has been a channel member for 3 months, and he says Boom City. Indeed, it is, sir. But you know what? Again, we're getting close to the 2:00 range. I don't want to hold C Money up. I know that we spent a lot of time on this topic, and I think we needed to. But see, I want to get your thoughts on the DLC for Indiana Jones that dropped today. I know you haven't played it. I haven't played it. I have downloaded it. But I'm very excited to get back into Indiana Jones. And I'm even more excited that there's going to be multiple sequels to this game. You know, the rumor is it's a trilogy. We know that Todd Howard is leading the charge as he did for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I don't know if this is going to be the only DLC. Of course, it's the Order of Giants that dropped today. So if you bought the deluxe edition, you obviously got this. All you got to do is download it. Are you excited to jump back into Indiana Jones?
I am. I loved Indiana Jones, the first one. It was amazing. So yeah, for me, this is just this is what I've been waiting for. Another kind of excuse to kind of get back in there. So yeah, I can't wait. I think they have something special with Indiana Jones. I think as a franchise, it's almost looks like it's going to do better than like being a film at this point, more relevant.
100%. Yeah,
at least. And you know, I mean, look, if you had heard how we felt about the first one, or you read our review, I mean, we gave the first one a 10 out of 10. Like I loved it. So this is interesting, the way that they're going about this DLC. Order of the Giants obviously have a big part that is played in the main game, so I'm definitely intrigued to see where they're going to go with that. And yeah, I mean, there's so many stories they could tell. I mean, they essentially kind of committed to doing more almost immediately after the game dropped, right? Like Disney was on the phone with them, was like, hey, we got to do more. And so, you know, definitely getting more is going to be the goal here for us. I can't wait for them to go deeper. I can't wait for them to show me what a next gen version of this game is going to be, right? Like once their part, whatever part 2 is going to be, will obviously be on the next generation. And you know, for me, I think that it's a visually stunning game.
Yep.
I think they nailed that. So um I'm just excited to get more. I mean, obviously, there's a lot that dropped all around the same time. Another game that I'm very excited for. And shout out to Bluebird for sending it to me. Chronos, man. Freaking A, bro. Very, very excited for that one too. Like there's a lot of stuff that's out right now that's happening. Um, Gaming is in a fantastic place right now. Like it's just so awesome. And to see, again, as much as we definitely love to slap up the ponies whenever they're out here in these streets, to see PlayStation kind of finally get with the times and realize that they got to move past that stuff and
Mhm.
come over here and release the game here, and not only release it but obviously work deeply with Xbox to get Halo integrated with it. They obviously also work with Xbox to get the timing down for the release, because it's clear that this was a setup, right, from the get up to drop Gears of War the same day that Helldivers was dropping here, right? Like that's clearly they worked on that together to make that happen. And you can tell by all the social media love that they're giving to each other. And it's a great time, man. It's a great time. And we never thought that this would come back in the day, right? Like you never thought that this would be the norm, but I think this is going to be the norm, man. I think big games are going to go wherever they go, and we're going to be able to enjoy a lot of different games. And obviously for us on Xbox, the beauty is we have Game Pass, so we get a lot of these games to be able to enjoy, and then the games that we got to buy, we can just go buy, because we're not wasting all our money on other games. You can balance it out nicely. So but yeah, as far as Indiana Jones itself though, I'm pumped, man. Like I'm pumped. Can't wait to hop back in. We might be streaming it, so we're definitely going to stream it tonight. So I don't know if you saw, we changed up our shows. So we actually go live on our Thursday night show is actually now Wednesday show at 12. So we
Oh,
go early in the day on Wednesday. And then because we wanted to introduce a game streaming show where we stream games. So on Thursday night, so tonight, instead of our podcast, which we did yesterday at 12, we're going to be doing a members only stream where we
nice.
have we're going to be playing Chronos for the first time. Depending on how long we go, I might do some indie, but we're also going to do probably going to do like a community night with Helldivers. But yeah, this is so we might hop into indie tonight a little bit to kind of get the ball rolling there. So we'll see, but I'm really excited for it. I think anybody who was a fan of the first game is going to be pumped for this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like, you made mention of it. There's so much that dropped in the last 24 hours, or at least the last couple of days. It's just insane. Hell is Us is dropped. Chronos is dropped.
Silk
Silk
Song
Song.
crashing like the internet, like the
It
every
broke
place is
everything. I literally said
crashing.
that in the opening. It broke everything, folks. And I'm not kidding. You go look at the reports. I went to the Xbox store, and it kept getting an error. I'm like, what is happening? Is Xbox Live down? And I saw Tom Warren, I saw Tom Henderson talking about it, I saw people tweeting about it. Okami talked about it. It brought down the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, the Nintendo Switch eShop, and Steam. That's the power of this game. Like, it's a $20 game, which, by the
Yeah,
way, I
being
bought.
$20, I think, kind of set it off, right? Like I think that was
There's people been waiting for this game for years. This game has been in development for years upon years. It's finally
I don't
out.
even know why. Like I barely played the first one. I think I played it for a little bit, and I was like, all right, it's cool.
It's an indie
But like,
darling, brother. That's really
I
what it
just
comes
don't
down
know,
to.
the hype is crazy around it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got it in Game Pass, so I will definitely check it out at some point. But man, it's crazy how much hype that shit has to go and
It's
literally take
broke the
down
internet, bro.
store. Each one, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and I don't know if there's ever been a game
I've never seen
to
anything
do
like
such
it.
a thing.
Today's a bit of a conundrum for the stores, that an indie game like this, and again, it's an indie darling. It is going to be in the game of the year conversation for a lot of people. I bought the game, even though it's in Game Pass, because like I said, I'm all about that supporting the dev. And at $20, I mean, $20. What does $20 really get you these days? Not a lot, to be honest with you.
Not
So
much.
I of course had to jump in and support the dev, as you know, Xbox don't do apparently, but I did, and I'm happy to have done it. Will I beat Silk Song? The answer is probably not. That game is the first one was hard as hell, and this one is probably gonna be just as difficult.
Did you
And
beat the
that's
first
fine.
one?
No, not even. I think I barely got past the second boss. It was ridiculous.
Gotcha.
So there's that. But it's a Souls-like type of side-scrolling, gorgeous game, but it's got some difficulty to it. So I don't know. I don't like games that make me bash my head against a wall to gain any ground. Helldivers is doing that enough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not that difficult, but when you start getting to the higher levels, you get wrecked.
I mean, the
and
higher
you
levels are insane. The higher levels are
much.
insane, bro. There's just so many of these damn things, and they're strong, bro. Like they don't just hit you, and you're like, oh, that was fun.
No, the minute they
like,
hit you,
they're
your leg is
killing
gone,
you,
or
bro.
your arm is broken, or something. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
vicious.
or
Yeah.
God forbid you dive and lay on the ground for 2 seconds, and something comes from the other side and just stabs you while you're down and kills you. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was -0 in the chat. Shinobi, like I'm only a quarter way through that. I mean, I'll put it this way, folks. Honestly, there are too many games. There are too many games. There's not enough time in the hour, not enough hours in the day.
Too
Yeah,
many games, too little time. If there was a lot of time, then a lot of games good. Little time, it's like goddamn. But listen, choice is your friend. Plus, it's good to have a healthy backlog, right? Because let's be clear, right now, crazy amounts of games, right? And for the foreseeable future, it seems like that's going to be the thing. But at some point, there's going to be a month, there's going to be a couple weeks where things that are dropping are not for you. And at that point, you go reach into the good old, backlog and pull out one of those games that you were pumped for, but just didn't have the time to play.
Yeah. You know what? Real quick, I'm not sure if you've been watching the chat. The names are back. No more ads. I'm just looking at the chat. Everyone's back to their old names.
Finally.
Yeah, YouTube finally submitted. God. YouTube did some. Wow. I actually saw. And I don't know whether you've noticed it. My channel growth has been nothing short of unbelievably egregious at best. We have been struggling to get subs, like it's going out of style. And I saw Destin Legary put out a tweet today.
He put a post.
Where he put a poll, at whether or not if you are a console creator, have you noticed? I don't know what every couple of years YouTube does this thing. I don't know if it's a reset of the algorithm, but if you're consistent, like we are here at Double Barrel Game, we do 5 shows a week and 5 to 8 videos on top of those live streams, which is a lot of content. And we do get some good views. That the views aren't the problem. It's the subs. It's the engagement. It's the seeing the videos. I don't know what they do. And when he mentioned that Skill Up, and if you don't know who Skill Up is, you've been living in a freaking cave somewhere. Even Skill Up is having trouble. So they did something. He mentioned 3 of them. Skill Up was the one I know the most out of all 3 that Destin made mention. It's crazy. Like, I don't know why they do this. And again, it's not, if you look at my views, we're closing on 8,000 views, and those are not bots. Those are not bot views. Those are actually views because I actually pay $50 a month for vidIQ, which is a service that helps you get into the algorithm of YouTube, that gives you all the stats that I need, that Mrs. Boom and I need to make the channel better. And it's like I'm just spitballing. It's like I'm spinning my wheels. Yeah. It's crazy. So I don't know what they did, but I'm glad that they got rid of the stupid name thing, because I understand that the thought behind it is, you get a troll to keep changing their name. That sucks. Yeah, you just keep banning somebody. But now at least we know who we're talking to.
Yeah, I think the view, when Destin did it, he was talking about the views,
Yeah.
Of these channels. They were not getting as much, and I noticed that for sure.
Our
Like
views are
there's been,
down. I
yeah,
can
there's
tell you the
been a
stats
weird,
right now. If you do a year comparison, because you can go,
yeah,
it gives you numbers for everything. We're down like 47% in
yeah, it's
views.
a weird, it's like they're not either pushing the
Yeah.
videos or
Mm-hmm.
something's happening because if you have the thing about YouTube is pretty for the most part consistent, right? Unless some major thing happens, right? So
Yeah.
like you typically have like a certain amount of people who are going to watch your things, and then to then have like have nothing happen, but then have it dip more. It's like there's like why nothing doesn't make any sense. But now seeing
Ridiculous.
that Destin put that, actually, I feel better seeing the Destin tweet
Yeah,
because
I
then it's
feel
like
better also
okay,
that it's not
it makes
me.
sense.
It's not
Yeah,
it's not a
exactly.
me thing. Like I did something wrong. Because YouTube, listen, folks, if you didn't know, if you're not a content creator, you cannot get in touch with YouTube with a human. You can attempt to message them, but unless you are 100K or more, you get you no, you don't even get help. You'll get after 100K, you get an email and potentially a phone number, but good luck with that. It is they take their 30% for everything that everyone donates, and trying to get in touch with them, unfortunately, is like um, pulling out your own teeth. It's just it's frustrating. But listen, you know what? This has been a great show. We had a small
Yeah, man.
topic on the back end. We had the big topic to open up, and again, I'm real happy to talk about Helldivers, its success, and more importantly, all of the narratives that have been destroyed in the last 24 hours. It's lovely to see. Again, folks, there is a difference between PlayStation gamers and trolls. And the troll community equates for about maybe 8%. They're the loudest, sure. They're the most vocal, absolutely, but they're not the majority. They are the minority. And unfortunately, those are the ones you hear doing the most talking. It's a shame. It really is. But Simon, let's get you out of here, brother. Sell the brand. When can people check out the new show that you're looking to do, which starts tonight? Where did you move the old show from Thursday? And more importantly, where could they subscribe and follow you guys on social media?
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, obviously, boom. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you having me here, man. Um, so you catch me here, Xbox Live, 12 o'clock normally on Thursdays. So yeah, so we did do a little bit of a shakeup because we had the weekends were kind of difficult for us.
Oh, because
Just
of the
because of the
kids, of course.
family,
Yeah.
and it's just like it was becoming too much of a burden almost to like have to put everybody on hold until we finished the stream. So we stopped doing the weekend stream. So we were basically doing Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and Friday nights. But the kiddos are in school now, and we are officially all the kids are in school. So now it's not like before where, last year we still had our smallest ones homes. They're in school now. So since everybody's in school, we have some time during the day. And we figured let's go ahead and take one of our shows because we have a lot of people who, are from a different time zone who like try to stay up or like try to make it to our show a little bit, but they can't really watch it live because they're in the UK or something like that, and it's just difficult for them. So now we moved one. So now we have one on Wednesday at 12 p.m. So we're taking a 12 p.m. slot on Wednesdays. And then Thursday night, though, is not going to go away. It's just going to be different. We're going to turn that into a members only live stream where we're doing game streaming. So it'll be, whatever game. If I get like a review copy of a game or something and the review's over, I could stream the game. Or if it's, if they just send me a game, I could just stream it, or just whatever game we have going on. If I'm just beating a game or whatever, I'll play that. Or we'll do a community night, maybe attach to it, like split it up, maybe play something first and then go into like a community night where we'll play some, Helldivers or COD or whatever games are popping at the time, or whatever the community wants to play. So that's the plan. So that's the deal. So tonight at 8 p.m. will be our first. We don't even have the name yet. We'll have a name by the time it goes live. But it'll be our first show, again, members only. And we did go ahead and we have the dollar tier now for gifted subs and stuff like that. So It only costs $1 to come be able to hang out on those nights. So it's definitely going to be a fun time. So if you're a member, check us out tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, or come check out the channel. I did post it in the comments. And then of course, obviously tomorrow night we'll be back at 8 p.m. with the night shift. Let's Talk Gaming. Myself, Doodle, Hargy, and Demo Flow. It's a crazy night. It's a wild.
I can imagine that's going to be a bit of a slobber knocker, if you will. Yeah, if you're an old WWE fan, you know exactly who said that and why they said it. But yeah, I would imagine it's going to be a lot of haymakers being thrown, and of course that's always fun to watch. So C Money, thank you so much for hanging out with me, as you always do.
Absolutely, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to the 300 plus people that are here on a Thursday. Mrs. Boom and I do greatly appreciate you take the time to check out the show. If you're not already subscribed, we do ask that you consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, as we are now on the hunt for 17K. Earlier this year, we hit 16K. So, of course, we want to move on to the next number. And you guys and gals can help us get there by subscribing. And again, if you enjoyed the conversation, hit the like button. If you didn't, well, hit the thumbs down button, because engagement is in fact engagement. And of course, I'm going to close out today's show. Oh wait, real quick, a big thank you to all of the super chats, channel member chats, gifted subs, and everything that you find folks do for Mrs. Boom and I. Of course, we wouldn't be able to do the giveaways that we do if it wasn't for you. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And of course, I'm going to close out the show with something that's incredibly important to me, folks. Hopefully one day it'll be important to you. And that's something that my dad taught us when we were kids, and would say, Craig, treat others how you want to be treated. And also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. You live by those rules, son. I can guarantee you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone. And we'll see you next week on the newest episode of X Vlog Live.